Hi guys, welcome. I am Jennifer Malloway, a dog trainer and behavior consultant, and welcome to Friday. Anybody else really excited that it's Friday? um, I am pretty excited. And I thought today we would talk about the golden rule. Everybody knows it, right? You've heard this. Do you remember it? Do you follow it? Can anybody tell me what is the golden rule? Jesse says, "Don't David fix anything." Oh gosh. Please fix everything. Hi, everybody. So yeah, the golden rule. It goes, he who has the gold rules, right? Isn't that the one? No, that's not the right one. No. You know the one I'm talking about, that we're all taught as kids. Treat others as you would like to be treated. Does that sound familiar? Impartial Geek's going with the biblical version. Well, sort of. Do to everyone what you would not want done to yourself or friends. That's the most complicated way I've heard it stated. But yeah. Treat others as you would like to be treated. That's a pretty simple way of saying it. Or you could probably even simplify it further and just say, be nice. That's probably the simplest you could get. But yeah, this is, something I was taught as a kid. I think that's usually when this saying comes about. And it's good advice for children. You know, it's one of the first lessons that we get that kind of teaches us how to have a moral compass, right? It's that first little voice that becomes the angel on your shoulder. It tells kids how to treat other people, how to act in the world. Love the new overlay. Thank you. I was working on overlays all day. But anyway, so it's a great lesson for kids. It's good. You know, if we're have any hope of growing up into adults that treat other people well, we have to at some point get lessons about how to treat other people. And this is a really simple way to get that message across. And it's simple for kids to understand. Yes, angels on shoulders. Oh, come on. You know the little cartoons. If that's creepy, then devil on your shoulder, I'm not even going to tell you all about that. No, yeah, so it's important. This is an important lesson. It starts us down the right path, right? But that, you know, at least not in a cutesy way, it never gets revisited as adults, right? And I think it should. I really think it should. I mean, the fact that there are books written, as one medium, but books and blogs and videos and like all this information teaching us how to be better people, how to live better in our society, treat people better. Like the fact that there's all of this information out there, like tells us that and the fact that we get all frustrated with each other all the time tells us that this is not a lesson that gets expounded upon as we get older. And it really, really should. I think it would be a kinder, better world if we just treated each other better. So yeah, I mean, the reason that it is, this is my, a guess of mine, I guess, that the reason it's phrased the way that it is, when it's taught to kids, is because young kids don't have that theory of mind yet, right? Theory of mind is the ability to understand that others know different things than you, feel different things than you, think different things than you. It's something that we don't develop until we're a few years old. I think around, I want to say 4 or 5. I just read this and now I'm forgetting, but that might be a little old. I'm not sure. But anyway, somewhere around there. But up until that point, we don't have that capability. And so we're taught this cute little rule, the golden rule. But then what's after that, right? So there's another rule. Maybe you've heard of it, quaintly called the platinum rule. Anybody already familiar with this one? He says, other people, I just lock myself in my studio. Okay, well, in this crowd, maybe we're all locked in our studios. I don't know, but other people exist. I have news for you. And if you want to meet them, maybe in a few months, hopefully, I don't know, then this video will help. So yeah, the platinum rule, guys, is a spin off the golden rule, clearly. And it's just treat others how they want to be treated. Golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated. Platinum rule, treat others as they want to be treated, right? And it's harder. It's more complex, right? The golden rule is very simple. All you have, like, in order to obey the golden rule, all you have to do is know yourself, know what you want, and then treat everybody the exact same way. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Great first lessons for life. Platinum rule requires some advanced skills, if you will. It requires you to, one, understand other people, right? Which, like we said, requires that theory of mind. But it means that you have to ask, and you have to listen. And those two things are, I mean, it's crazy how tough human-to-human communication can get, right? But yeah, we have to ask and we have to listen. And then skill number 2 is you have to be able to modify your own behavior, your own style, your own way of being in the world, in order to strengthen your relationships. And how do I want to be treated? I mean, it depends on the context, right? And that's why this is an advanced adult human skill, is because there's so, like, it depends. It depends on the situation. It depends on the individual. Yeah. He says, listen, I'm looking up that word now. Be right back. Yeah, I joke, but like, it really is. If you've ever had a miscommunication with anybody, and I think we all have, right? You understand it's so easy, especially in this age of text and email, like when we remove the actual, like, visual, vocal, like our tone and all of the visual cues that we use to communicate with each other, it just increases the instances of miscommunication. So yeah, communication is hard. And it was hard enough to begin with. Technology has just made this even more difficult. But yeah. Beard is weird. What does that mean? Platinum gold rule? Treat yourself. That's a rule somewhere. That should definitely be a rule. But yeah. What?
Make me a moderator. You're getting spam botted.
Okay. I don't know how to do that.
Go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. YouTube. Hi.
You don't have any moderators. You're getting...
What do I do?
Go to YouTube. Click on the dots by my name.
Where... Oh. No.
Impartial Geek. Click on the dots. And...
I'm getting
scroll
schooled.
down. And you got to put in moderator.
I can't scroll down anymore because this is...
There you go. Add moderator right there.
Oh. Boom.
And add... add others too.
Aw. Well, he'll figure it out. Anyway, where were we?
Who's Poke?
I don't know, man.
Rated from Twitch by Poke. No bots, grumpy. I'm not a grumpy old man. I'm not a grumpy old man. She's just new to streaming here.
I'm so new.
And I don't want her to... She's never had a... It is about dogs.
That's okay. My dad.
I know.
Hi, Dad.
Go ahead. I'm not a
This is about dogs.
I'm not a grumpy old man, by the way.
This is about dogs. We're going to get to dogs in a moment. But it's also about people, right? Guys, to be... Okay. The reason that I am like such a huge, that I'm so passionate about dog training, right? That's what's become my passion, my career, is because when I was learning about training dogs and about behavior, like all of that stuff applies to humans. It can make all of your relationships with any human or animal better, and it's that's why I love this stuff so much. And yeah, so we're going to talk about humans, and yeah, but we will get to the dogs, I promise. Bye. So yeah, okay. So we've got the platinum role. It requires some advanced skills. It really does. And that means trying to understand others and being able to change our own behavior. And the thing that makes it a little unfair maybe is that who is that grumpy old man on your stream? I don't know. He just shows up these sometimes. But he fixes things, so I appreciate it, you know? But yeah, so the thing that makes it kind of unfair is that we, in turn, can't expect everybody to adjust to our style, of our way of being in the world, right? It sounds really simple to just treat everybody the way they want to be treated, right? But it's so much easier said than done. But it's not something that's like, unlike maybe the golden rule, which I actually, this is just an assumption on my part. I hope that the golden rule is something we all learn as kids. I don't know. But the platinum rule, like, it's not taught. It's like, I don't think it's part of like a core curriculum across the board as we're all growing up in this world. And even if it were, like, not everybody's capable of it. That's how it is. Yeah, which of the 7 dwarves are you? If you're not grumpy. Hi, Joseph. Thank you for joining. Nick says, breaking for pizza and chicken wings. Oh, man. What are we getting for dinner? Dopey or happy? Really? Jesse says, but you are old, David. Wait, and pants. What is pants? Is pants a... you know, the dwarves. Happy and grumpy and dopey and pants. What? Yeah, I could go for pho. We could do pho for dinner. Could you believe I hit go live and then I went straight down to the fridge and I was like, I need a snack. But turns out there is not a snack that you can eat in 10 minutes that is in our fridge right now. So I'm very hungry. This is going to be, yeah. So yeah, order us some pho. Thank you. Everybody else, what are you guys having? I heard pizza and wings. Maybe someone else. Wait, hold off on the pho, David. Maybe someone else has a better idea. Okay, he says I learned the golden rule, but not the platinum rule. No, the platinum rule is like, we're not taught the platinum rule. That's the whole point. Is that, like, we're taught the golden rule and then we just get left to, like, figure things out and, like, hope for the best. No. So yes. Yeah, so platinum rule's not taught, and frankly, not everyone is capable of like that level of being a good person. I mean, it's just, or at least we just can't expect that everyone cares enough or wants to try, you know? I assume that if you are still here and listening to me yammer on about this kind of stuff, that you are capable and that you care enough to try. Maybe not. If you don't, let me know. I'm curious. Brad Jones says, I already had pizza. I'm in the Eastern time zone. Midwest merchandiser getting Mexican food. Okay. I think, I don't know. Pho is still my number 1 for today. So, yeah. All right, let's get to the dog part, right? So the golden rule could be applied to dogs. More tacos. lot of Mexican food and pizza in the chat today. Okay, so yes, let's think about how the golden rule could be applied to dogs. What do you want from your dog in general? Yeah, like what do we ask of them? We ask them not to pull on the leash. We ask them not to touch your food. We ask them not to grab things or steal things that they shouldn't have. We ask them not to be aggressive. We ask them to pay attention, to listen and understand you. And we ask that we can feel safe around them. And we ask of them friendship, fun, and happiness. Right? Like have I covered everything? Am I missing anything important that if dogs had the same mental capacities that we do, like, is there anything else that we would ask them? If we could speak English to them or Spanish, Elo's not here, but if you could just talk to them in your own language, what else would we ask of them? Or did I cover it? Midwest Merchandiser says, we ask a lot of our dogs. I mean, we do. We really do. I am getting hungry. Oh, Brad, that's a good one. I just wish dogs would live longer. Oh, if only that was a possibility. I mean, we have control over that, right? We can do all that we can so that they have the longest, healthiest life that's possible, right? But as far as, oh, yes, stop drooling on me. I mean, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Oh, cool. Midwest Merchandiser sent in the clip. I can't wait to see it and put it on in the countdown timer. If anybody else has really cute videos of your dog and you would like to feature them in our countdown timer, there's a link in the video description where you can send me the videos, and I think it'll be really fun. For us, dogs are a part of our lives. For dogs, we are their whole life. I love that quote. Yes. So live longer. Definitely, I wish I could add that to the list. But yeah, I mean, that in general, right? That's a lot. Brad Jones says, mine is 14 and she's getting hard of hearing. Slow, but still gets excited to see me in the evenings. I mean, and that's just what we love about dogs, right? Like, they will always be happy to see you. And they are so loving and so forgiving. Dogs are just great. So we're looking at this from in a lens of the golden rule. So we know what we want from our dogs. If we treated our dogs the same way, would that make sense? Let's go through that list again. Only this time, think of it as these are things that your dog wants from you. Does it still work? Does it still fit? 1, they want you to not yank on the leash. I think that's pretty good. That's fair. Dogs don't like to be yanked on the leash. That's probably a lot more uncomfortable than them pulling us on the leash, right? If they pull, the leash is in our hand. I mean, it's uncomfortable, and over time could maybe do some damage, on our shoulders and stuff. But when we pull on the leash, guess what? We're pulling on their friggin' neck. That's a sensitive part of their body, They absolutely want us to stop pulling on the leash. Poking jam. Oh, you guys are funny. That's totally fair. Number 2, don't touch my food. They do not want you to touch their food either. How many dogs? I mean, there's so many dogs who get so frustrated, or well, let me put it in very specific, observable behavior, right? Like, how many dogs growl, stiffen, freeze, bare their teeth if humans come near their food, right? They don't like it when you mess with their food any more than you like it when they mess with your food. So number 2, that works. Don't touch my food. Number 3, don't grab or steal things. Same thing. How many dogs don't like it? They growl or snarl when you come near them when they've got a chewy or a particularly valuable toy, huh? Brad Jones says, my dog thinks all food is hers. Yeah, with dogs, possession is 10/10 of the law. If they've got it, it's theirs. But in general, yeah, that absolutely works. Don't grab things from them if they've got it. We teach them alternatives. When we have to get stuff back, there's other ways of doing that. Watch my other videos. We talk about that a lot. But okay, don't grab or steal things. Number 4, don't be aggressive. We would like our dogs not to be aggressive. They would also like that we not be aggressive. And we are. Things that we do, things that we are actually taught if you go to certain dog people for advice, they teach you training tips, training strategies that are actually aggressive. They're aggression, If they tell you to yell at your dog, guess what? That's aggression. They tell you to hit your dog with a rolled up newspaper, guess what? That's aggression. If they tell you to put a shock collar on your dog, guess what? That is aggression. And dogs don't like it. They don't like it any more than you like it when they're aggressive. So that absolutely fair. Number 5, pay attention. How many of oh my gosh, you guys, in the last year, how many of our dogs have just been like begging us for attention when you're sitting there trying to work and they are just like, look at me, watch me, talk to me, pet me. They want attention, right? So they want your attention just like you want theirs. How about listen and understand? Yeah, that one's hard. We'll come back to that. But they also want to feel safe around you and with you and in places that you go. And they also just want you to be a friend and to have fun together and be happy together, right? That exact same list that is what we ask of our dogs. They want all those things from you. So when it comes to dogs, the golden rule actually gets us pretty far, That's pretty fair. That could we could stop there, maybe, but we're not going to, of course. Midwest Merchandiser says my older dog is good about food. The only rule is if it hits the floor, it's hers. That's fair. My dog thinks I'm talking to her when I get on a conference call, and she always brings me her ball and puts it at my feet. That is really sweet. I love the videos of like just clips of conference calls where people's dogs and cats are like crashing the party, or like, I mean, you guys, well, Dizzy's not in here now, but he'll be passed out, and then all of a sudden he's like, okay, it's time for you to pay attention to me. I wish people were like dogs, loyal and happy to see you. Yeah, me too. Wouldn't that be nice? But I think that this stuff, it's okay, to reference another like cliche, another cliche little rule. It's if you want to see change in the world, you got to start with you, right? If we want to be like this with people, if we want people to be loyal and happy to see you, we only have control over ourselves, right? So my dog goes to the back when I watch football. She doesn't like hearing me yell at the TV, right? Totally. Dogs are sensitive to our voices, our inflections and tones, and they can be absolutely affected by those things. Joseph says, be the change you want to see in the dog. Fair enough. Yes, that can work too. Impartial Geek says, I just went to that streamer's stream. He had about 13,000 viewers when he watched you. It was not a bot. Hey, cool. What do you do with that? I don't even know. But anyway, so yeah, we if we want to see this with humans, it does have to start with us. Same with dogs, totally. But again, we call our dog the barometer. She does not like it if we are grumpy. Nobody likes it when anybody's grumpy, right? But we're all grumpy sometimes, and and this is where we get like I forget who asked me, how do I like to be treated, right? It depends. It depends on the context. So how do you like to be treated when you're grumpy, right? People have different preferences there. Some people want to be just left alone entirely. Some people want you to like come and help them solve their problem. Some people want you to just listen, and you gotta ask. You gotta listen, and then you gotta change your behavior, right? Those are hard things to do. It's so easy to sit here and say them, list them off, but it's so hard to do. Hi, Pika Punch Pro. But yeah, so your dog doesn't like it when you're grumpy. I mean, how, and when you're grumpy, like how do you treat other people in that, when you're in that mind frame? What am I? Okay, the words, it's Friday, guys. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so dogs are individuals too. Let's build on this whole golden rule. We've got the golden rule for dogs. That's great. Does wonderful things for your relationship with them. But if we bump it up to platinum rule, I'm not calling you grumpy. I'm just saying we're all grumpy sometimes. Hello, Josh. So I missed where we landed on the whole food thing. We landed on pho, I think. Nobody had a better suggestion for today. They've already eaten. They've already gotten their tacos and their pizza, and I was busy trolling who I thought was a troll. Nope. Yeah, order the pho. Awesome. Okay, so dogs, just like us, are individuals. They have their own desires, preferences of ways to be treated, and if we grew up and we actually followed the golden rule to the letter, people would end up upset, right? Because people don't all want to be treated the same way, even if we think that we're being the nicest, goodest people. Some people don't want to be treated the way you think is nicest and goodest, and so they might get upset. And it's the same way with dogs, right? If we treat them just as a blanket, like dogs want to be treated this way, some dogs are not going to like it. Some dogs are going to be very upset by it. Some dogs are going to be traumatized by it, depending on what we're talking about. I have a few examples. Heath, I need to head out. Good. Have a great date night, and a great weekend, and we will see you next week. So dogs, not every dog likes the same type of interaction. So just the simplified, just be nice rule, it's not enough here either. For one dog, you might think it's a really lovely thing to do for them if you take them to the dog park. And for another dog, they might think that that's just the worst thing you could possibly do. Like, why are we here? Hate this. Some dogs might really enjoy a slow stroll on a leash with you, their favorite person in the whole wide world. And it could be really, really enjoyable for that dog. Another dog, I'm thinking of you, my hyperactive teenage dogs, they might find that to be very frustrating. One dog might love if you were to invite them to play a really rough game of tug, and another dog might want you to get that thing out of their face. One dog might appreciate it if you invest all this time and money into sending them to daycare every week, and another dog might think that you are just the devil. Like, why would you send me here? This is awful. One dog might just beg, just love for you to give them belly rubs all day, every day, and that's all they need in life, and that is what they live for. And another one might want you to keep your mitts away from them. One dog might love if you take them to work with you. Have a dog-friendly office. That's awesome. Some dogs might love that. Another dog might find that to be very scary and awful. Another dog might prefer to be left home. And for another dog, that might mean that they are in a panic all day. And like I said, traumatizing, right? Brad Jones, Ooh, sunset photos. Love to see them. So yeah, so all these examples, I mean, and the list could go on forever, right? Like there's an unlimited number of options of things that we can do with our dogs. And it all comes down to the individual. So in order to bump that golden rule up to the platinum rule, right, we have to remember those skills. We have to ask them how they want to be treated. We have to listen. We have to understand what they're telling us. And we have to be willing to change our own behavior. And it's hard enough with humans, right? And most, I mean, we speak human. We've got verbal language, and we also try our best. We try our best to understand, the rest of communication, right? The body language, the tone, and all the other things. But dogs they're another animal. They're from another planet. Not really. I don't really mean that literally, but they speak a different body language. And so if we're going to be able to ask and listen and understand, we have to learn that somehow. So how do you do that? You can read up on body language. There's books. There's free body language courses that some of my extremely talented colleagues have put together. I could send you guys to. You can read up about dogs' needs rather than just relying on what we learned from our childhood experience about what we think we know about dogs. You can watch this channel, right? Nick, I know you don't have a dog, but one, if you ever get a dog, this will be helpful. And two, if you ever interact with dogs, this will still help. Also, number three, if you ever interact with humans, also still helps. So you gotta learn. We gotta learn somehow, and I can be a piece of that puzzle if you can tolerate me. But that last part, right? The last part is the hardest. And remember, being willing and able to change our own behavior. That is very difficult. So much easier said than done. And it's that much harder because sometimes that means putting your dog's needs first before your own. And maybe that sounds crazy. When I talk to people who have a different background, different relationship with dogs than I now have, people are shocked. They're like, are you out of your mind? Like, why would I ever put an animal's needs before my own? That's not how I operate in the world these days. But for some people, it doesn't make any sense. But here's how I kind of think about it. Putting another being's needs first. You're all my dogs. You guys are funny. Putting another being's needs first is what being a parent is all about, right? And if you have adopted a dog or purchased a dog, doesn't matter where you got the dog from, you have taken responsibility for this little life, And as you guys pointed out earlier, a dog, for us, a dog is part of our lives, but for that dog, we are their whole lives. We are their everything, and we are there pretty much, hopefully, from beginning to end. We're their everything. And so, I think that if you have taken on that responsibility, it really is your job to make sure that their needs are met. And sometimes that does mean putting their needs first. If you took your dog out to, I don't know, trying to think of something crazy that's probably not going on these days, but like a music festival, an outdoor music festival. Say you brought your dog and it was just too much. The crowd was too much. It was too loud and your dog was not handling it well. That sometimes might mean taking them home, or maybe even calling a friend to come get them. But yeah, that's what it's about. Nick says, isn't that a trained behavior though? I mean, controllable through behavior training. Which behavior are we talking about? I mean, we can train a lot of stuff, But until, like if we use the attending a music festival, like that's a lot to ask of a dog, right? There's a lot going on there. Some dogs can handle it without a problem, but a vast majority of dogs, we should at least like ease them into it. That's a lot to ask of a dog, and so yeah, we can train them to be able to handle a situation like that, but training takes time. Training moves at the speed of biology, not the speed of technology, and so sometimes that does mean until they're there, until they're at that level, yeah, it means putting their needs first. Especially if you do want to do the training, you have to. Otherwise, you're gonna keep having setbacks, and it's tricky and it's hard. And it's more frustrating for a dog owner who like wants their dog to be able to do something, but if they keep putting them in situations that are too much for them to handle, if they keep throwing them in the deep end of the pool, they're not even going to want to learn to swim, So, yeah. So I think that if you have an animal, it's your job. It's tough love moment, guys. It's your job to put their needs first, because you are kind of like their parent. You are their guardian, and their welfare and and needs are your responsibility. So that might be, I don't know, maybe that's tough love, maybe it's not. Maybe you guys are like, yeah, no, totally, I already do that. This is not news to me, Jennifer. You can shut up and we're gonna go enjoy our Friday evening now. I don't know. And this is like for those of you who don't have dogs, right? Like the platinum rule will improve every relationship that you ever have. Human, animal, doesn't matter. It can improve all relationships. Sigh. True story. Hello?
Pick from here because
the
fuzz not open.
Fuzz not open. What can we do? Well, then I'll do it later. I'll do it in a moment. Later? Yeah. Hi, Sandy. Oh. Sandy says, gotta go walk dogs now. I would rather not. See? Putting the dog's needs first. Absolutely. Midwest Merchandiser says, right there, Impartial Geek, right there with you. We can both be grumpy.
I'm not grumpy.
Speaking of dogs' needs, can you let Dizzy in from the backyard?
He's been out there the whole time?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Here, order.
Okay. So, yes, it will improve all of your relationships. You don't have to have taken responsibility for somebody else in order to apply this rule, right? Of treating others the way they'd like to be treated, and it'll still do you good. People will be more drawn to you. They'll want to be around you more. They will like you more. They will trust you more. They will want to be your friend. They will want to work with you. They will want to collaborate with you. If you are willing and able to listen, to ask, listen, understand, and change your behavior, to meet other people's needs and preferences, there will be a million unforeseen benefits. I don't even know them all. I can't list them all because I don't know them all. But it can only do good, right? Yes, we also want to be able to be ourselves. I'm not advocating for anybody to be fake or anything. But if we're gonna find like that happy balance, that where everyone feels safe and secure and taken care of, again, it's got to start with us. It's got to start with us making that effort. And guess what? It means that other people are going to want to do that for you too. Yeah? So it's just this beautiful thing. I don't know. I'm feeling like all sentimental today and I just, yeah. I don't know. Do you guys like where are you guys at on this? Do you feel like this is worth your time to like make an effort to follow the platinum rule instead of the golden rule? Or is it a waste of brain space? like I'm an overthinker. I'm an anxious overthinker, and I want, like, I don't know. I think this is awesome, and I want to be this way, for people, for you, for anybody I interact with, definitely for dogs and animals. But am I the only one? I don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. But yeah, so I don't know, which rule do you follow, if any? Calling it a rule is kind of silly, but you get what I'm saying. And the nice thing about it, if you do, is that it doesn't mean that you have to be perfect either. You know, it just means that you try, and the more of us who try when we can, right? The better the world will be, right? I mean, this feels so like, I don't know, like, maybe, what am I trying, I'm like just too optimistic and cutesy, and like, as I'm hearing myself talk about it, I'm like, yeah, this sounds quaint, but like maybe unrealistic. But I can't think that way. I can't think that it's unrealistic, because you gotta have hope, right? False hope is better than no hope at all. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so you guys let me know. Is it should I have hope, or should we just crush those dreams right now? Do let me know. And I will let you go. We're going to end this one a little bit early today, because, as I said before, I'm starving. We got to go get some food in Dizzy too, and let you guys go enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. If you do think this was worth your time, I would love it if you hit subscribe on YouTube, or if you're on Facebook, hit the like or follow button. And if you think this is worth sharing, that's another good thing to do. Share it with anybody, everybody, whoever. And also, thank you so much for joining and listening and spending an hour of your Friday with me. So, all right, have a good one, guys. I will see you on Monday. Bye.